Hello everybody and welcome to the first episode of a new series I'm starting called Lesser Known Lore. In this series I'm going to showcase some of the characters in Warcraft that may not make the limelight, yet still have interesting, funny or dark stories to tell. I really hope these bite-sized chunks of lore suit your fancy, and if you have any suggestions for lesser known characters for me to cover, please don't hesitate to send me a tweet or put them in the comments below. But without further ado, let's get on to the episode. Linken is a gnome who used to reside at Marshall's Refuge in Ungoro Crater. Bearing a striking resemblance to a certain Hyrulean teen, he played a major role in one of the more secret questlines in pre-Cataclysm leveling. To begin the questline, you had to spot a ruined raft in an isolated lake in the crater. The quest guided you to Marshall's Refuge, where you find Linken suffering from a spot of amnesia. He remembers that he was supposed to power up his sword somehow and sends you off to improve it. He sends you to Donovan Snowden in Winterspring, who in turn sends you to Gregan Brewspewer in Feralas, who sends you back to Donovan, who sends you to Tanaris, where you eventually pick up Linken's tempered sword in the graveyard of Gajizan. Bringing the sword to Linken wasn't the end, however, as he can't quite remember why he needed it. So, he sends you off to speak to a few people, and you end up going right up Kalimdor once again, to Feralas. It was here where you learnt of Blaze Runner, the evil fire elemental who terrorised Ungoro. You got sent back to Tanaris, where you summoned Aquamentas. The water elemental helped you obtain the silver totem of Aquamentas, which would be used to subdue Blaze Runner. And after returning to Linken with your totem, he sets you off on the final part of the epic adventure, a quest called It's Dangerous to Go Alone, saying that you are now the hero that must defeat Blaze Runner and retrieve the Golden Flame. After beating him, you receive the triangle-shaped Golden Flame, and when giving it to Linken, he offers you his Sword of Mastery as a quest reward. Linken can be found today as part of the Daily Hub in the Molten Front in Hyjal. He is one of the daily heroes who helps you in your quests, and you often hear him spouting off nonsense about princesses and other such malarkey.
Gee, it sure is boring around here.
The Legend of Linken questline was a truly fun adventure that had a great story to it. It was clever and at times quite grueling, but ultimately you truly felt like the hero at the end. See ya!